is no other than His Excellency Ambassador Mahboub Maalim, Executive Secretary, Intergovernmental Authority on Development, commonly known as IGAD. Your Excellency.
Right Honorable Prime Minister, all protocols observed, Minister Moroli, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen. I was very much excited listening to Minister Moroli when he talked about pending excitement as a result of the topics we're going to discuss and as a result of the gathering that we have today. I was not as excited when I listened to Dr. Shula, and it was a light touch, and I'll tell you why. I was excited when I listened to the Minister Moroli because a lot of times I don't get to attend gatherings like this. The gatherings that I attend normally are comprising of one set of group of people, and a lot of times they are politicians. So I interact much more often with the Prime Minister, ministers, and groups of politicians and other ambassadors, and we talk about mainly political issues. Now, the danger with that is that a lot of times, not me, those who are at high level in the echelon, we talk to each other. We talk at each other, and a lot of times we bring in a lot of rivalries, salient ones, and we try at the same time to be as diplomatic with each other as possible. When the truth is, we have a lot of layer of disagreements beneath the discussions that's on the table. So not many things are on the table. So why I'm excited is the fact that today, in a very long time, amidst a group of people who are a mix of different socialization and specializations, and because of your inclusivity, and because of the comprehensivity of what you bring on the table today, I think we are geared and we have much more possibility to achieve more than we normally do. Why I was not as excited about Dr. Chula's very good and well eloquent presentation was because out of nearly 40 years of service, public service, I spent 25 years in the water industry, designing, operating, and constructing water supplies. So I was worried whether I was a water person really, or whether I should disown being a water person today, listening to him. I'll talk to him at the same time. But basically, the topics that we have lined up today, on a serious note, everybody who spoke earlier talked about innovation, talked about new models. We need this. There's no doubt about it. When I listen to colleagues who are mainly economists, I get again a little bit disappointed because they talk about supply and demand, monopoly, duopoly, oligopoly. They tell us about the fact that if there is shortage of sugar in the village, then you're going to pay more for sugar. For heaven's sake, I think we all know that. We all know about the fact that if there's a shortage of a commodity, even here in Munyonyo, the possibility of you paying for more for that commodity is higher because it is a short supply, isn't it? Everybody knows this. What we don't know is what are some of the models that we need to bring in that are not necessarily conventional, that do not necessarily meet within the normal norms of the conventional descriptions and definitions that we know, that will give us tangible results. I assure you, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, we are doing a lot of that in IGAD. We just had an event 2-3 days ago. A minister from Kenya, Minister Umalwa, who is here, was there. We opened one of the biggest cross-border point of development agenda in Karamoja here in Uganda. That which is going to almost have the member states cede their sovereignty, almost, because they're going to do common land use planning methodologies, and they're going to plan together as a region, and we'll have programs done at the same time, and will be financed collectively together. Now, this is an innovation that I don't get to hear a whole lot, and many, many other innovations, and because of constraints of time, I'm not going to go through it one by one. But basically, topics are very exciting. We need to have a methodology and a system to think out of the box. We need to look at our education system afresh. When I was a kid, I had no time at all, even if Al-Shabaab was alive at that time, to get into Al-Shabaab or even to listen to anybody talking to me about Al-Shabaab because I was so busy. And when it is 8 at night, I would fall asleep. Sometimes I would sleep wherever I am, and then I would be carried to a bed or to a mat or wherever I was supposed to sleep because of being very busy and occupied the entire day. These days, you find our children having 3 or 4 gadgets open at the same time. You have a laptop, you have an iPad, you have a sophisticated mobile phone, the TV is on, there's something sticking on his or her ears, and somebody's laughing on his own. And you wonder whether this person is normal. We have to look at what kind of education system this is. You ask somebody to do basic math, and quickly, out of reflex, somebody goes to his or her pocket and gets out the mobile phone. Things at my age, I can still do them mentally. So there are many, many non-conventional things that we have to do, and innovation is one of them. And leadership, of course, is the backbone of all this. So thank you so much. God bless you and expect well from you. Thank you. Bye.